You said in your lecture that you came out of a minimal and conceptual art background. Could you describe how you saw that transition taking place between minimalism and conceptual art, and maybe how it related to your development?
Well, I really, I guess maybe I shouldn't have said minimalism, I should have said conceptualism. You know, for me, as a young student or a young artist, when I first came to New York, there was, you know, conceptual art was very much in the air, and so I guess I've never kind of let, you know, it's interesting, you never let go of the notion of when you enter the sequence somehow, right? I mean, we all do that. So it was a matter of never really being able to even quite give up that territory, so I eventually had to develop it in some way. And the way I attempted to develop it was to, and I mentioned this the other night in my lecture, I think conceptual art was very problematic from the standpoint that it had set itself up as a critique on one level. In other words, conceptual artists were now like Kossuth appropriating billboards. There was this sense that artists wanted to kind of move out of the gallery structure, and there was a whole kind of rhetoric that had built up around that, and that would collapse into Earthworks and a lot of other people. But in fact, a lot of that work had turned into a very kind of rarefied discourse, a very almost metaphysical language. And I think I had mentioned Lawrence Weiner in relation to this, somebody who you can see really being caught in that kind of, maybe it's, and I love Lawrence Weiner's work, so that's not a criticism, but I mean there were a lot of inherent contradictions in that history that I attempted in my own work, I think, to maybe resolve some of them or come to terms with them.